So today's video, I've been dead excited to do this. Ever since I started the tunnel, this is what I've wanted to do. If you don't know what this is, that's my World War II well. This is my bunker I built. This is a tunnel we've dug. A Great Escape tunnel, 35 foot long. I've dug that the last year and a bit, but now it's time to hide this tunnel. Now, obviously last video, we made the other end into that cool looking boiler, underground boiler. This episode, we need to hide this end. So we make the log burner here that moves out of the way, which if I've done my job properly, you've seen on the thumbnail already. The main point of this one is, it's got to work, right? A few of you said my electric fires, although they're cool the other side, they don't actually burn. As you can see here on the Great Escape film, their log burner moved and they got in the tunnel below, but they had to change the chimney. I don't want to change the chimney. I want my chimney to move around with it. Now that is the challenge. It's all a challenge. I think just putting a couple of sticks under it and moving it is too easy for me. Let's strip this down. It does have a chimney here, but that chimney is not in the right place from what I've designed. So make the log burner, make the surround, make the chimney, and I've got like 2 days to do it. Let's go. The idea is to wrap the hinges around here and back to this post here. Hopefully that'll spread, but this fire is going to be like 100 kilograms swinging round, so it does need to be as strong as possible, and I need to get the pivot as tight in here as possible as well. Let's get to the workshop, cut some plate. These fine cut nozzles really do make a good job. Look, 3mm plate. It's like laser finish. So I made my bracket now, first hinge, let's give it a test fit. So hopefully this will fit in the corner here. As you can see, this bit here, when it goes right around, that bit misses that as well. That's that part made. It's gone together quite nicely, I think. So obviously, because it's all welded as a box setup, it shouldn't really be able to twist. Because that's going to be the biggest problem on this. The weight of the door pulling down is going to try and twist this, because it's quite a long way out the fire is. is the main back of the log burner. 35 kilogram this. Let's bend. Tonnage isn't high enough. That was 51 tons. Put 60 tons on. Try that. Looks a bit like a log burner now. Put some music on and assemble this quick.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind, on the borderline of the edge and where I was.
That's all welded up. Not too bad a job. Let's get the door and hinges on now.
Between the lines, what's fucked up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs and know I'm still alive and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one and I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone.
try and lift this down. I'm gonna have fun taking this down the well, aren't I? This is my lad's car I made him. Some of you probably don't know. But I'm making a new one of these. It's amphibious. That's the June video. I've had to do something different. We'll build it in a bunker. I start with a piece of aluminium, end up with a fully working car. So I hope you'll like that. Let's get this down the well now. Nice. This is going to be fun. I definitely didn't want a bigger fire, did I? I think this is worse than the fire. 35 kilogram this. Let's have a quick look what it's going to look like, shall we? Now, obviously this isn't going to fill the whole hole up. I've got to put the wood back and probably put some wood trims on. And it sits up 50 mil. Oh, it is going to cover the tunnel though. We'll be alright with this, won't we? That's looking good. Right, I didn't want too big a fire down here because I used to run a log burn about half the size of that and it got red hot down here because it's only a small room. But that'll look the part, that will. So we've just got to, obviously, chimney can't go to there. Chimney's got to go to about here. Right, while I struggle with this, what I'm doing, I'm tech screwing it on and you're going to say that's not going to be strong enough. I know, I realise that, okay? But I need to hold it in position and be able to take it back off. And if we get it right, I can weld it all in place. That's the general plan. So don't worry about that. Okay, as we're trying to square this up, let's just talk about channel membership quickly. It's not something I really thought about doing. YouTube have said you need to do it. It's a good idea to do it. I'm on the fence with it, but let's try it. I've set it to the minimum, which is £1 a month. And what I'm saying is, every time I'm building a project, I'll put a load of shorts on as I'm doing it, right? So you'll get probably 6 or 7 shorts just for channel members of the build process. Stuff that I can't really show, which ruins the video, as in makes it too long, but you get to see more of the behind the scenes, the CAD work, all that lot. If you want to join, it's £1 a month. You can cancel anytime. If you don't want to join, just carry on watching the video for free. Let's carry on drilling. Hey, that's surprisingly strong, actually. It's only got 3 screws in it. Maybe this might be strong enough if I put enough tech screws on. So now we can get it off, put the other one on with this tube, so we square them up. So I think we can use this bar as the hinge pin, possibly. If it don't work, I'll cut it out and put the bolts in. Got a bit of up and down on that. So that's how it was planned, about 50 mil off the ground. Then I'm going to weld a strip down the bottom here when we know the exact height it's away from the floor, because that's obviously an adjustable item. Swing out like this, around, and end up there. So when it's away position, look, down the edge of the tunnel, we are level. Should we try the fire and see whether it still works? These same bolts pick up the fire on them brackets at the back, look. Bolt hole, because I weld them lugs at the bottom. Just made this bracket. This is off the CAD. As long as this post's in the right place, it'll work. If it's not, we'll have to adjust it. And this is a rear trailing arm off one of my Tornado rookies I make. The little cars, my lad's car, with some trapper ends on it. It's just about right. Time to test. All right, come on, Dave. Have you worked it out right? Possibly not, but let's try. This is live, straight off the machine. At the end, the two pivots end up aligned, so you end up with a bit of a play look, right? I can't help that. But the rest of it, moments like this, I sort of feel the video deserves a like. I could be out of order here, but if you've got the time, you know, click that button. That's the log burner fitted. All good. So all we're going to do now is the chimney. I say all we've got to do, we've got to dig. So it's a shame we can't use that chimney, but it's going to have to go across there. So to work out the position of the chimney, it's a simple case of going off the pivot here. There you can all see that. So straight up, but also the distance from this pivot here to the centre of there is how far out it needs to be. So the collector needs to be like here. The offset is 370, centre to centre. Let's go to the workshop. So I'll just bring to this on the old Bamboo Lab 4 roller drive. So this should fit on here. With a bit of luck. And that gives me my perfect position to mark the tube at 22.5 degrees. The cross is on the edge of the thing. If we just draw that round here. Right, as you can see here, this is my drawing, which is the centre line of the tube. 200 up at the bottom and 226 at the top. They're all marked on the centre line with this marker pen. I put a line all the way across the straight, and I've got these notches in this, little notches to tell me where to position it. I know what you're going to say, use your TIG, it's just behind you. I know, but I haven't got time, I'm sorry, we're MIG welding this. Bad Dave. I genuinely haven't got the patience to TIG weld this, I'm afraid, today. I want to light this fire. So the pipe's on, it's got to spin round here as it goes, but it does jam a bit, so we need to make sure it stays parallel at the top, which it's not going to in the size tube I've got, so we have to do a bit of messing here, probably have to shim it out, but anyway, that's a little problem for later. We need to cut here, out the container, and then dig up, so we're doing a bit of tunnelling now, let's go. So sadly, I've just dug all this out, which was great. Filmed it from above and then filmed from the top. This is my old chimney. This is a new one. And the memory card's gone funny. I don't know what it's done. So this is another memory card anyway. So let's go and have a look downstairs. So as you can see, I've made a bit of a mess. I ground the side of the container out and we got all this in, look. What is it with his cameras and cutting this container? Last time I cut this bit out, the camera turned off. And I was even commented on the video saying, oh, we didn't get this footage last time. But anyway, it wasn't very dramatic. The soil stayed where it was, and I dug it out by hand. We've got to tidy up. So I made this. I put the back plate on. I've tacked it on in the relative position for CAD, I think. So we should be able to screw that on there. So will the chimney fit? That's the question. Well, she's sort of happy there. It's nearly perfect. I have worked for this one. We're like 2.5 days in now, the build. So I'll just show you the operation. At the moment, there's no handle, and we need to make a proper secret latch. But if I pull the chimney and push it round like that, now we're slightly out of alignment, but you can push that straight. So the relationship between that back bar and the other bar, I need to adjust that hole, but that's a re-drill of a hole to get that right. Shut it again. The main problem is the chimney is snagging on this because the weight of this is resting on that weld, so it's just jamming. So if I open it up here without holding the chimney, we watch the top bit. He says it works perfectly. Right, it does jam. We'll go back the other way. So if that's leaning over in there, I have got some stuff to make that a better fit, but we haven't done that yet. But look, I can't do it because it's jammed here. But then you knock that across and it's perfect. And that squeaky noise is that. What do we need to do? We need to light it now, don't we? Is it a good idea to light this down here? I think so. So we'll get this lit now. Just one thing, if you haven't subscribed so far, if you feel like subscribing, that'd be great. My birthday is near the end of April. I'm sort of hoping we'll be at the 100,000 then. I can't guarantee it, but we are pretty close to the 100,000. Anyone feels like helping me out, it's free, don't forget. Right, let's get this on fire. Obviously we need to make a catch for there and put the things on as well. And I need to make the shelf for the ash. Probably going to mention something about a carbon monoxide sensor as well, aren't you? But she's starting to burn. The smoke's going up the chimney. This is good. Something really satisfying about making your own log burner and just setting fire to it for the first time. So I do need to fill this back in. What I'm looking for is suggestions of how to hide this chimney, okay? So obviously the wells here, my doors, when we've got them, I'm going to replace some bits of wood I've just put on. So this is in my view. Now, my friend Ian has suggested putting a missile into the ground so the smoke comes out the back of the missile. I do like the idea, but my wife doesn't think she wants to see a missile in front of the well in the garden. So if anyone's got a better idea, I mean, if it's a stupid idea, still put it. But how can we hide this chimney? The fire's warmed up. She's working a treat. Obviously, with all them vents open, it is on full power, which is not ideal. But as you can see, the chimney's now discoloured. That's all working all right. There's no smoke coming out the joints, look. It's very hot in here. Now, the only thing is, does it still open? I don't think it will. The chimney is now stuck, look. To get it to move, you have to just tap it across. It seems to be sticking like that. Now it's hot. You see that? Also, we need a way of opening it up in this end as well, because this, at the moment, that's mega hot. I can just about touch this bracket all right. I've cut the tracks here, obviously. You probably noticed no tracks anymore. The new plan for the tunnel car is to make it so it runs on rails and on rubber wheels, right? So we don't need tracks at either end. That's the video coming up. Part 2 of this is coming up. The stair lift's coming up. See you all in the next one. Thanks, bye-bye. Right, I've just worked it out. Plasma cut a ring to go round that welds back to here. Simple as that. So it's held up here and down there. No more jamming. That'll take like 5 minutes. Sorted.